Hey guys, John Conley here, UncleJohnSoap.com. So, yep, still haven't gotten any videos up. Sorry about that. But here's one now. We got a real soap cutter. Okay, so some of you know, some of you don't, but this was our original soap cutter. No, that's a lie. This was our original soap cutter. Works, but it's hard to stay even and it's a pain after a while, and when you're cutting a couple hundred bars of soap, no. Then we graduated to this. See, it's got a little guitar string there. You can sort of see it against my shirt and beard there. So basically, this would clamp to the counter, and this guitar string comes in here, crosses over here, and it's about 7/8 of an inch from the bottom of this to the wire. So we would stand the soap log up in there and slide it through the wire so that we would get, still only cut one bar at a time, but they were the same thickness each and every time. For the most part, this worked if we were patient enough, I'm not, to wait until they were cured well enough that they didn't smear. See how you have these crayon type smears on the wood? We got to get them cut so they'll cure better and get them out of the way. So against this surface, they would just smear, and I don't care about the wood, but it would show on the other side of the bar of soap, so it looks trashy and not good. We'll keep this around. We may turn this into like a log splitter or something eventually, but plus I'm kind of sentimental that way, and as you can see, I like to save everything. Then we found this guy. This guy is fantastic. I'm going to tell you about this guy. He's from Russia. He's on Etsy. It's you can actually go to his website direct if you want. I found Etsy was a little easier to deal with payment-wise and communication. Like I could send him a message through Etsy. It was not cheap. It was under $200. It's a 12-bar soap cutter. The biggest seller for me was that we have been making our soap bars 7/8 of an inch thick almost since the beginning. I mean, it was real close. We tried an inch, which seems to be, even back then, was like the industry standard, 1 inch thick. Not sure why. I don't know where that came from, but we found a width and a height and a thickness that works perfect with our customers, fits in the hand well. Since we don't bevel our corners and things, it also helps with, because you still have those hard corners before you start using it. We found that this size bar just works perfectly. And that mostly came from our women customers who came to us at our farm markets early on and said, hey, can you make them a little thinner or a little shorter or something? And so we built our packaging and everything around that. And we built our mold sizes to fit that size almost perfectly. We get 24 bars out of a mold. I'm not changing that. If I got to cut forever on that thing back there, that's what I'll do. Well, I sent this guy in Russia an email, and he said, yeah, I can build a custom size, no problem. Wire spacing. Okay, guys, Megan got it all unwrapped. We're going to go ahead and watch her cut one. I hadn't used this cutter yet, by the way. Some of it's laziness, some of it's the fact that we didn't make any soap and I was out of town, and yeah, I got all kinds of excuses. All right, Meg. This is still very soft. It's only about 18 hours old, maybe a little bit more. So she has a mark on the white part right at the end of where she's putting the loaf, because we want to get that full 12 bars out of there in the first cut, so it's only 2 cuts. So she figured out where the wire hits the end of the loaf. The last wire doesn't cut anything. Or actually it does, I'm sorry. She made it come 7/8 past the wire. Meg, you want to make sure the end of that's caught? I don't know why I thought it was going to stick out further. So because this is a 24 bar loaf, and this is only a 12 bar cutter, we put something under the end out there just to make sure it doesn't flop down and smash the bottom corner of that last bar. So is it lined up?
Yep.
That's such a satisfying sound. Ta-da. Hold one up for us so we can see the pattern. Oh yeah, that's cool. Kind of an organic swirl. Gotta be careful using the word organic. Even that one, it's solid on the back, sort of, but not bad. It's handmade. That's our mantra. Now there's a little bit of soap on the thing there. Now, I will say, like I said, I haven't been here to use any of this yet. You can see the strings, how they got some buildup on them from the soap. Meg, are you worried about that dragging through the soap?
It'll flake off on top is what it'll do.
So, if you're really worried about it, what I saw somebody else do, and like I said, I haven't used this yet. I've never used a multi-bar cutter. Today's going to be my first time. Just kind of stick your fingers between the wire. We'll clean up the counter later. That didn't work. It's like a liar. Liar, liar. So, just dust it off. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to wash it. I mean, eventually we'll give it a little scrub like we did with our old cutter. This is so cool. And I like it because it's still handmade. It's still us providing the power. Well, Megan right now. Providing the power, but it's more efficient. I looked into a couple different designs. There's one, Hawaiian Bath and Body used to have one that they made. It looked like a cradle where the wires were at the top. And you would set the loaf on top and take a board on top of your soap loaf and push it down through. They haven't used that in years, but yeah, I mean, I thought about making one of those because I can do some carpentry, but this guy here is an artist. All right, I guess it's Uncle John's turn to try this thing out. So let's lift this up and make sure everything's dusted off for the next scent, because you don't want to mix your scents too much.
Color's more important.
Or colors. And if you're really worried, you can kind of hit the back side real quick. There. There. Let's do black tie. Hopefully it's hard enough for me to do my thing. But yeah, the shipping's a little high from Russia, but I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. This guy did a fantastic job. Custom without upcharging me, which I'm cheap, but I'm not so cheap that I would have expected him to do it for nothing. But I'll take it. It's a little sweaty because it's been sitting in plastic, but ooh, this is so exciting. I'm a goofball, I know. So now, after I hit this mark, Meg, do I still need to check it against the wire? Well, there's nothing to check.
I would, but you want to make sure it's a little off the wire. That's why I always do it from not cut end. Because when I held the bar soap up into the pencil, I couldn't get but so close without damaging the bar soap.
So there's actually a slight space when I sight down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tiny little space there. And of course, I always just make sure it looks right.
Eh. This one's pretty hard. But that's alright. Slow, steady pressure. I think if you tried to kill it, like actually lean into it, you would probably either break a string or you would bow the wood or, you know, unhook something somewhere. I mean, it is wood after all. It's quality stuff, but
don't lift it up.
Don't lift it up.
I did that once.
Ding dong, don't do that. We do end up with a little bit of waste on some of our bars, our loaves. Sometimes if I think the packaging will go around the thick bar, I'll just go ahead and wrap it. At that point, somebody's getting a bonus bar.
See what I mean about the shaving?
Yeah, see, I didn't clean it that time. And honestly, when this dries and we words, John. When this dries before we're packaging, as we're stacking them up, getting ready to wrap them, I'll just dust the tops off and they'll be fine. You can see the guitar tuners that he uses. I don't know what type they're called, but they're in line. So basically this is one bracket from here to here with 6 tuner knobs, and then another one with 6 tuner knobs. Steel string. He uses the, I don't know what this white polycarbonate or whatever is, almost like you would use in restaurants for like cutting boards and things like that. And then the strings run through these cool, these are T channels. So basically, this is the middle of the T. Like this would be, if you were looking at a regular T written, this would be the part down on the line, and this would be the top of the hat. And that allows some of the pressure to be held against this wood, so it wraps this corner too, basically. But it also allows them to have holes here to guide the wire. And then another piece there, same exact thing. You can actually see the T a little bit better. Yeah. Great construction, glued together. I'm impressed. I think it was like 175-ish with shipping. Might have been a little bit more. But, you know, it's cheaper than the tank. I know the tank's going to be stronger overall, but, you know, unless you're curing your stuff for like 6-8 months and then trying to cut it, which I wouldn't recommend with any kind of guitar string anyway, I think you'll be fine. So go ahead and give this guy some love. Hit him up on email. See if he can do what you want. Heck, he might even have something standard already in stock that he can send you. Great service, fast shipping, very communicative. You know, you got to give him some time to respond because of time differences between here and Russia. But I'm telling you, I'm thrilled. If I need another one of these, that's exactly who I'm going to. Okay, guys, hope you're having a great day. And let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments.